Well, hello. My name is Renee. I am with Roundabout Stampers, and today I am going to be making a birthday card, using our timber card making stamp. So this is the stamp in the thin cuts, and for today's purposes, I'm going to use this really fun log and choppy birthday. This is a great kit to use for the men in your life, and it comes with some really great papers as well. You can see there is a diagonal, really fun diagonal, and we have green, and it's got the tree, this really nice wood grain. We have our red plaid and green and sapphire plaid, and then our main paper with all of the different designs on it. So let's go ahead and get started. So today I'm using our ruby red cardstock. Let me just set this right here. We're using our ruby red cardstock, and I have cut this at 8.5 by 5.5, scored it in the middle. So we'll just go ahead and fold that over and take my bone folder and give it a really good burnishing so it lays flat. I've gone ahead and cut out all of the pieces I need. So again, there is that really pretty paper, and we'll be using that on the front. A couple of thin cuts we are using. This is our square thin cut, and it's not just a frame, it's actually two pieces. So I've already run that through my machine, and you get the frame with the stitching in it, and then the cutout in the middle also with the stitching. So I'm going to be putting this one aside, and I'll be using this one today. The other thing that I went ahead and used is for the log right here. So I went ahead and ran that through my machine just to save us some time. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start with this. Put that on the square. I've also cut on the other side of that really pretty diagonal. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. It is 2 inches by 5.25. Just use some of my Tombow glue. Adhere that down really well. And then I used our espresso cardstock, and I cut this at 1/4 inch by 5.25. I've cut it a little bit longer so that I can just cut off the ends. I like to have them flush, and this is one of those little tricks. I'm using the Tombow glue. This one is more of a permanent glue. And for these small pieces, I like to use them instead. Now, one of the things that you can do when you flip that over so that it does lay straight is you could grab one of your big blocks and just put it on there to weigh it down a little bit, and it will lay flat as it's drying. Little trick for you. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way just a little bit, is do some of our stamping. So I'm using our black ink. And the two that we're using is that log. So I like to move them sideways, side, side, tap, tap, side, side. And then go over the top and press down. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and since you can see that the edges are over just a little bit, I'm just going to take my snips. These are our Teflon snips, so it won't stick. The adhesive won't stick. And take my Tombow permanent adhesive. Give it a little glue. And just put it on my card base. There we go. Okay, so then I have my ruby red, and then I have my 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 white daisy square. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. This is just a fun way to make a card. I think it's hard sometimes for us to find male influence cards, and this is perfect. Just taking some of my foam adhesive to pop that up. Throw away the backing. Just kind of center that off. Now the other thing that you can do if you would like is you could take some of your colored pencils and just go over the grass and over the flower. Gives it a little bit of color. But you don't have to do that. You can just leave it as is. Now I have not attached this, and the reason why I have not attached it is because I'm going to bring my ink back over, and I'm going to stamp that choppy birthday. I love this sentiment because it has the 2 axes. It's just a typical man stamp, and this is something that is kind of new, or with the 30 and 40 crowd, because they have the throwing axes. So this is kind of resembling that. And you can see with the stamp itself, it also has the axe. So it's you could put that on there as well. I love the I've fallen for you and welcome to our neck of the woods. So you can definitely make other cards with this than just the birthday. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this on. We are almost done. Just give that a good push. Put the ink up because I am notorious for getting ink somewhere. The next thing I'm going to do is use some of our loose sequins. And I like the gold with these colors. So I'm just going to find a couple of gold sequins. There we go. Set those out of the way. And when I am putting these on, I like to use our liquid glass. Liquid glass will hold it in place and not come undone. Sometimes they come undone when you are using things like glue dots. I don't like to see those coming out and on your in your envelope when you're trying to send them as presents. Okay, so we've made 2 manly birthday cards using the Timber card making stamp and thin cuts. These are all purchasable, including the square thin cuts, on my website, which is roundaboutstamps.closetomyheart.com. And please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.